2, nothing. All right, we're good. All right, so good night to the people of Trinidad and Tobago joining me not only on TikTok but also here on YouTube and also Facebook tonight. We stream live not only on YouTube, Facebook, but also TikTok. So good night to everyone viewing across all social media platforms. It is a great Saturday night. Finals are tomorrow, right? All right, TKR versus Guyana in Guyana. All right, so TKR goes up against Guyana in Guyana tomorrow, or the what does call them? The something Warriors, Amazon Warriors. Right, goes up against the Amazon Warriors tomorrow. So good luck to. Well, I don't even think TKR need luck. I think we're gonna beat the Guyana. What is Amazon Warriors? All right. So anyway, tonight is it's week in review, and we have had an interesting week in Trinidad and Tobago, starting with Minister Philip Alexander, not only responding to Delcy Rodriguez in regards to the comments made, by the Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Alexander. So we will get to some of his comments, ironically. But budget talk is around every single thing right now tonight, Trinidad and Tobago. We want to see what this budget is going to look like. And the Minister of Finance, Minister Tanku, I am hoping to get Minister Tanku on the program next week, so therefore we could talk about budget and budget talks next week. All right? So I'm hoping to get the Minister of Finance next week, so stay tuned and stay locked onto the program for that in that regard. But there's a lot that Trinidad and Tobago want, and there's a lot that the government promised. And Minister Tanku, Finance Minister, Minister Tanku said the upcoming budget will leave him popular with some and unpopular with others. I don't know what that means, but he asks that we basically don't over-expect in the budget, and he particularly noted that the government will have enough time to deliver on its promises, and not everything will be rolled out in 2025, 2026, and to give the government time in that regard for it. All right? So we look forward to see what comes out of budget 2025, 2026. But most importantly, the Prime Minister, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, has specifically instructed that all the projects that were left abandoned by the People's National Movement during the period 2010 to 2015 to 2025 be completed. Let's take a look at the Lower Mover School. All right, I was here at Trinidad and Tobago. I was here at the Lower Mover Government School, and this is being completed. Not only that, there's a Laventil housing development. Laventil housing development, right? This is being completed by the United National Congress, all right? And these were done by the People's National Movement. We should have some visuals of housing, we should have some visuals for, yes, the Minister of Health, Mr. Lakram Bodo, was in the hospital yesterday. Right? He was there yesterday, Trinidad and Tobago, with Minister Julian John. And in this regard, the government has announced plans to open the 230-bed Couva Hospital and Motley Trading Facility. I will no longer refer to it as a Couva Motley Trading Facility and completely refer to this as a Couva Children's Hospital, because it will be going back to its original name. Now, the minister visited here yesterday. Health Minister Lakram Bodo and Works and Transport, Works and Infrastructure Minister Julian John announced by officials of the, accompanied by officials of the Urban Development Corporation and of Trinidad and Tobago, UDCOT, toured the facility yesterday to counter opposition claims that it's not ready for use. Now, this is after they say that Port of Spain Central Block was ready for use, or Block D Tower, whichever tower was ready for use, and then the minister went and toured it and said, hey, that's not ready. But Minister John said tendering for upgrades, equipment replacements, and other improvements will soon begin here at the hospital. Now, this is just surprising to me because it has been over 10 years, 10 long years. Go in audio mix and pull down the audio now, right? Get here. It's been 10 years, Trinidad and Tobago, 10 years. And the PNM refused to do anything with this hospital. Anything with the hospital. Look at the beds. Restart the video. Look at the beds in this clip. Right? You tell me 230 beds is what this hospital have. And not one person could go and get treatment in the hospital. Come back to me. When we talk about healthcare in Trinidad and Tobago, when we talk about healthcare, we tend to always blame government and say government not doing anything, right? But when you had Trinidad and Tobago, a government that was doing something for you, that gave you a hospital, the Couva Children's Hospital in that regard, and the first thing that PNM decides to do when they come back into power is not open the hospital, not properly staff the hospital, but to change the name of the hospital, to destroy a legacy, because the legacy of the hospital will be that it was built by the People's Partnership Administration. And they didn't want that. They didn't want the pressure of opening the hospital and allowing you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to get a proper health care. Because a proper health care for you doesn't matter to the People's National Movement. What matters is propaganda, is fooling voters. And because the hospital is in, quote unquote, the East Indian community, past the lighthouse where nobody goes, the government, previous government, PNM, decided not to open it. But that is not the purpose of the hospital. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, under the People's Partnership Administration, said to the people of Trinidad and Tobago that the Couva Children's Hospital was simply A, to provide a better quality of care for the people and children here in Trinidad and Tobago, and B, for medical tourism and to bring medical tourism into Trinidad and Tobago, because at that time there was a talk, and still we have the talk, of shortage, foreign exchange shortage, forex shortage. So therefore, we needed to diversify and we needed to find new revenue streams. And people had a problem that Kamla Persad-Bissessar was spending too much money. But there's where your money went. Play the clip. Right here. Play the visuals from the hospital. Right here. This is where your money went, Trinidad and Tobago. Look at here. And it took 10 years. 10 years, Trinidad and Tobago. And we now going to open it. Not only that, scroll down, don't forget the school, the One Mover Government School. Look at this also. This is in Mover. So you have one in Couva, right? You have one in Couva, the hospital in Couva. That is being opened. The government is seeking to open the 230-bed Couva Children's Hospital, and they are trying to do it by the end of the year under its original name again, Couva Children's Hospital. And then you have the Lower Mover Government School. Now this is in a PNM constituency, so you can't tell me it's about race if we like to pull race. And then the housing, we all complaining about housing in Trinidad and Tobago. Housing is a problem. Everybody want a house. I want a house. Everybody wants a house. And look, PNM left it, we complete it. And I'm saying we holistically, we completed, the people who voted for it, getting it completed. But y'all worried about how Kamla, and y'all saying, come back to me, y'all saying that Kamla not fulfilling her promises. And I know what I hear people say they know what the government doing. And I know what Kamla doing. She ain't doing what she says she doing. That's the talk around the town. That's the rum shop talk at the bars. Kamla don't know what she doing, or she ain't doing what she says she was doing, or what she gonna do. That's the talk. But when you actually look around the country, the government not spending money on rentals. The government not spending money behind 1% friends and families. The government not spending money behind, well, claims say we developing a road and then we pocket the money, because I still don't know where the $200 million gone when they donated that for road development in Trinidad and Tobago. Column Imbert borrowed again. Look at right here. Column Imbert went to went to China and borrowed $1.4 billion. Where that? That's why, again, he could talk about a $15 billion deficit. But again, Trinidad and Tobago, I remind you that it is your very finance minister today, Mr. Dave Tanku, the Honorable, said the upcoming budget would leave him popular with some and unpopular with others. And I know this government from listening to people like Nazim Bash from ANV Drilling. I listened to him, you know. We had a conversation face-to-face, ANV Drilling, Nazim Bash, and I remember him saying that he don't like Kamla Prasad Biswas and the UNC simply because under that administration, under the United National Congress, the 1%ers don't get what they want. That is delivered to the people on the ground. But we'll see. We'll see. Stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. We're going for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll deal with some more.
Wait. Have you heard the big surprise is near? Our SNS Pasal supermarket is having our anniversary sale. And you want to know the best part of it? It is the same weekend as our Republic Day. So come on down, get double the vibes, double the savings, and double the deals. But don't wait for the weekend to start celebrating. Come on down, our flash sale is going on right now in store. So grab your bargains today. Come on down, anniversary and Republic Day weekend for more savings.
What if we told you that one course could boost your child's performance in every SCA paper? That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage or poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
I am Crystal Bevenash, the only presidential choice for Tutor Election 2025.
It's time to come together we are Tutor.
I'm an educator since 1993, 32 years in this noble profession, from OJT at Valencia to ATP at Pumaka, T1 at Malabar, head of department at Valencia South, principal at Barataria, and now SS1 at Northeastern Education District. I've served both tutor and Ministry of Education at all these different levels throughout my years. Let's talk accolades. I joined Tutor shortly after becoming an assistant teacher. I served as a staff representative, as a zonal convener. I served as the district executive of St. George's Education District. I also served as the Conference of Delegates, which is the highest decision-making body in Tutor. To me, Tutor and the Ministry of Education go hand in hand. They both work to serve the nation's children to ensure that they receive the best quality education that is available. And Tutor would have allowed me to develop into the individual that I am today. In addition to that, I would have served as a principal, as the principals at the NAPSPA, the National Primary School Principals Association. I also would have been the president of the Association of Principals of Catholic Schools, the principal involved in Sports Council, actually the chairman of the Sports Council of the St. George's Education District, and many more. All of these leadership roles would have been guided by what I would have learned, the principles and so on, in tutor, and all the leadership roles tutor would have allowed me to be part of and grow and develop myself. My leadership philosophy is rooted in servant leadership. I believe in leading by example, not position. I also believe in listening before speaking, and I always put persons before myself. If elected, I intend to lead with humility, empathy, and strength, because I have experienced the same things that you have experienced as a teacher, as a principal, and now as a school supervisor. Allow me to represent you as your president, Crystal Bevan Ash. I present myself to you as the next president of Tutor. I am you are me, we are Tutor.
October 14th, it's time for the Tutor Rebirth.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. Listen, I listened, in fact, I don't even know how to do this one. I'll be honest with you, because I think I spoke about this on the last show, and then Venezuela. I think, yes, with Venezuela, boy. But Minister Alexander, and again, I condemn the statements of Minister Alexander, but then I know what he is saying. That is the difference. I know what he is saying, and I know what he meant. And he is 100% for Trinidad and Tobago. That's the thing. All right? So I'm going to once more play what Minister Alexander said, Philip Alexander, and then I will play you the new clip from CNC3. And CNC3 is for sure the PNM media. 100% CNC3 is the PNM media, because they're trying to label what's going on out at sea by the US and all the striking as extrajudicial. That's what they're saying now. In the article that I'm about to play, on the news clipping that I'm about to play, CNC3 is quoted saying extrajudicial. We need to take, and this is for Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, maybe Minister of Defense or whichever, whoever want to take this up. But it's time that we take the media houses to court, because freedom of speech, like, I don't know, boy. That is not just freedom of speech, that is blatantly misleading the people of Trinidad and Tobago and of the world, because it's clear that Delcy Rodriguez taking her information from CNC3. Clear as day, right? Because Guardian Akash Samaru is the only person that asked Philip such nonsense out at the parliament, knowing well that Philip is a blogger, he's a social blogger, he's on social media, he's a minister, yes, and he's a senator, yes, and yes, he should watch his tone or stay in the lane, basically, as Kamala Prasad-Bissessar said. But there was no need to throw this out to the waters the way that they did, the way that the media did, because the only reason why Delcy Rodriguez saw that and understood the article is because of CNC3. Ain't no way Delcy Rodriguez on Philip Live. Ain't no way she pulled her phone in English and listening to the live and then say, I'm going to respond to that. Ain't no way. It had to be CNC3. So this is the article that CNC3 had ran at first, Trinidad and Tobago. And I don't agree with the statements by Minister Alexander, but I understand what he was saying, because we know how Philip is. There's a difference. Everybody on social media, everybody in Trinidad knows how Philip is. But all that seems to be running, or the news today by CNC3 is always propaganda. And to fearmonger and to engage in fearmongering and all that nonsense. That's what CNC3 is. It's not real media, it's fake media. I think their slogan is real media. It's fake media, it's fake news. Take a listen.
In some other news, the Indian High Commission is declining to comment on claims made by Government Senator Philip Alexander, who posted on social media that India is prepared to use nuclear weapons to support this country against Venezuela.
However, this afternoon, Alexander himself admitted he has no information to suggest that any such arrangement with India exists. Akash Samaru has this story.
Modi and India have us held gently in the palm of his hands, and he will nuke Venezuela. You think it's Trump alone you're dealing with? Touch Trinidad, they'll see.
It's quite a bold statement made by the senator, who is also a minister in the Ministry of Housing. An assertion that has drawn criticism from the opposition leader regarding the overall conduct of the government at this time.
You're making statements that could, inflammatory statements that really do not help us.
The Indian High Commission to this country told CNC3 News it has no comment on Senator Alexander's statement. So we asked the senator himself on his way to Parliament today if he had any information that informed his statement that India stands ready to assist this country with nuclear intervention.
I have no information on that. We have a Minister of CARICOM and Foreign Affairs, and he would be the best person to talk.
But CNC3 News asked why he would make such a strong statement given the context of recent tensions in the region.
Oh my gosh, it was a live video. And yes, in live videos there would be hyperbole. But the reality of the situation is the President of the United States of America didn't just send 3 warships. He sent an Ohio-class submarine sitting somewhere at the bottom of the ocean in the southern Caribbean. Trinidad is protected.
Alexander said he wanted to underscore that this country does not stand alone. And he said it seems as if only the opposition has a problem with what he said.
Did Venezuela call my name? Or is Amory Brown preoccupied with me?
But the senator, who had previously said the Prime Minister instructed...
Listen, I don't even want to listen to the rest of the news clipping, but I told you that it's not warranted. It's not warranted at all. Whether or not it was a live, it was on social media, he was speaking to his followers, it's not warranted at all. It's not. It was not. But CNC3 have an agenda. CNC3 has an agenda, Trinidad and Tobago. And I don't know if that agenda is to just spread false information across. It might be an alleged plot to destabilize the government or to bring down this administration. But while we are here, CNC3, while we, the right-thinking people, are on this side of the screen, talking and informing the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we will expose you, CNC3. Listen to this clip.
In a war, there is no due process. So when I say it's a declaration of war against Venezuela, I mean that our Prime Minister has said, kill them all violently. That's what Israel is saying in Palestine. That's what the United States is doing by supplying Israel with armaments to blow Palestine out of the earth. And now we just blew up a Venezuelan vessel. If Venezuela chooses to respond and to defend their people, wouldn't we be in an outright situation of war?
Now, just to be clear, we didn't blow up anything. The United States blew up that vessel.
Oh, certainly we did.
Agreed. We didn't condemn it.
Listen, you might want to be innocent and gullible about it. I'm not going to play that game. Trinidad and Tobago blew up that vessel. We gave Americans the right to come into our territory, usurp our independence. We are now back to the days of slavery where there's no flag, there's no parliament. We have surrendered to the United States. And what they have done is murder those people. I would argue, with great respect, that Kamala Persad-Bissessar should be answerable for war crimes against humanity.
Imagine that. And CNC3 allow that nonsense to continue. CNC3 allow that madman to continue with a rant that suggests that Trinidad and Tobago is responsible for what happened out at sea, and that Kamla Persad-Bissessar should be held accountable for war crimes in Trinidad and Tobago and against Venezuela. Whose side we on here? Whose side we on? I say Delcy Rodriguez, anytime y'all want to attack CNC3. Send the warning first and say, hey, people, exit CNC3. Just take the station off the air. Because they're using their broadcasting license, if they have any, to spread misinformation and propaganda all across Trinidad and Tobago. And they allow that nonsense on a morning show. And then they spread more nonsense about Philip Alexander that it wasn't warranted for Delcy Rodriguez to now respond. But if you all want to hear what CNC3 is saying, what the reporter is saying on CNC3, this, I want you to listen closely, yeah? So don't close your fridge door, Trinidad and Tobago. Keep your fridge door open, keep your ears glued to your speaker, and listen to this CNC3 news article tonight.
Last evening, the U.S. president took to his Truth Social platform to announce that the United States had bombed a third suspected drug boat. This strike, the third such extrajudicial attack from the U.S., has not escaped notice. Just this week, Barbados' Foreign Affairs Minister said the matter ought to be treated in the, quote, context of a discussion about preserving the rule of law, end quote. This is Mayaro. It's a fishing village on the east coast of Trinidad. Everyone we spoke to there said the U.S. action had affected their ability to fish freely. Steve Williams has been selling fish since he was 17, and while he's not worried yet, he has noticed that local fishermen have made changes. This fisherman, who did not want to appear on camera, explained the concern.
Yes, it's big money for free life, you know, because the boats are moving out there, the ship going out of the sea. So that's all we are with. We're moving at night too.
He says staying close to shore, even staying in Trinidad waters exclusively, could limit their catch because sometimes the further you go, the bigger the catch.
Because you see it on the news, the men in the cartels and other fishing village closer to Venezuela than us, they really want to take that chance because it's high risk. Because you don't know, you might be toting gas, you might be toting fish, and next thing you know, they take it for something else because, as they say, they're going on intel. But not all intel is good intel.
Dave says the community has been affected. With less catch, there's less fish to sell or give away to people in need, which is something they often do. He also says he's concerned about Trinidad's relationship with Venezuela and how that could affect them when they're out in the open sea. Both the Prime Minister and the Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister have said Trinidad's relationship with Venezuela remains cordial despite the escalation in tensions and the heightened crosstalk between the leaders.
Imagine that's what CNC3 running. CNC3 goes down to Mayaro, they go down to Cedras, they go down to all the ports of entries to listen to what the people say. But apparently the people say segment does only be people that they have pushing their narrative, that there's some real ongoing tension between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela when there is none. All Kamla Persad-Bissessar says, there's some videos of Venice going back home. Come, go quick. All Kamla Persad-Bissessar says Trinidad and Tobago is these people here should go home if they are here illegally and incarcerated in Trinidad and Tobago. That's all. Kamla Persad-Bissessar said Trinidad and Tobago that she is deporting 200 immigrants that are in Trinidad and Tobago's jail. That is what she says. And if they are here illegally, she's going to deport them back. And we ain't even doing a mass deportation yet. We have not done a mass deportation yet in Trinidad and Tobago. There's no mass deportation. As far as I know, if Sammy Gyro have Venice, the weekend day. If you go to the bar next door, right next door, all right, to Sammy's Gyro, Curep, you're going to see plenty venues still there. All right, sorry for all the fellas in Trinidad that like that spot. But if you also Trinidad and Tobago, go to Coops Car Wash. I love Coops. Coops, I love you. It have venues there. I don't know if they're legal or they're illegal. I don't know. I just telling you where I see Venezuelans. And they in Chaguanas, Edinburgh, all over the country. Right? All over. You go to several bars across Trinidad and Tobago, Venezuelans are there. There's no mass deportation taking place in Trinidad and Tobago like there is in the United States. So I don't know what CNC3 talking about and what they want to tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago, but they're making some bogus claim that it's extrajudicial killings with the United States and Venezuela. Right? That's what they're saying. Extrajudicial killings and extrajudicial strikes is what they're saying out at sea. And bear in mind, it's about the 4th vessel because I think the US president came out and said it's the 4th attack. But the thing is, Venezuela keeps saying, oh, it's AI, but bodies and the ships coming up on Trinidad and Tobago waters. And then look at this. You all saw this come out this weekend. You all hearing? You all heard what they say? You all saw this weekend? This came out this week. This was in the news this week. Look that video for me. This was in the news. All right, this is one of the vessels that they didn't strike down. And then they claimed, well, they said that they found some narcotics on board. But this is this week in the news. So if the U.S. is assisting Trinidad and Tobago with its narcotic problem, drug problem, gun problem, why is CNC3 upset? I remember there was a Vice News report that suggests that businesses are involved in human trafficking and also involved in gun trafficking and directly involved with crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe I don't know, it's like CNC3 have any part to play in that because you're the only news outlet right now that's so upset. I don't know. I'm trying to understand why are they so upset and coming down on the government for just saying 200 Venezuelans, all they need to go home because all in our jails taking up our taxpaying dollars and crowding up our jail cells. Well, anyway, stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. We have more to talk about right after this. Stay tuned.
The only presidential choice for Tutor election 2025.
It's time to come together. Together we are Tutor.
I'm an educator since 1993. 32 years in this noble profession, from OJT at Valencia to ATP at Pumaca, T1 at Malabar, head of department at Valencia South, principal at Barataria, and now SS1 at Northeastern Education District. I've served both tutor and Ministry of Education at all these different levels throughout my years. Let's talk accolades. I joined Tutor shortly after becoming an assistant teacher. I served as a staff representative, as a zonal convener. I served as the district executive of St. George's Education District. I also served as the Conference of Delegates, which is the highest decision-making body in Tutor. To me, Tutor and the Ministry of Education go hand in hand. They both work to serve the nation's children to ensure that they receive the best quality education that is available. And Tutor would have allowed me to develop into the individual that I am today. In addition to that, I would have served as a principal as the principals at the NAPSPA, the National Primary School Principals Association. I also would have been the president of the Association of Principals of Catholic Schools, the principal involved in Sports Council, actually the chairman of the Sports Council of the St. George's Education District, and many more. All of these leadership roles would have been guided by what I would have learned, the principles and so on, in tutor, and all the leadership roles tutor would have allowed me to be part of and grow and develop myself. My leadership philosophy is rooted in servant leadership. I believe in leading by example, not position. I also believe in listening before speaking, and I always put persons before myself. If elected, I intend to lead with humility, empathy, and strength, because I have experienced the same things that you have experienced as a teacher, as a principal, and now as a school supervisor. Allow me to represent you as your president, Crystal Bevan-Ash. I present myself to you as the next president of Tutor. I am you are me, we are Tutor.
October 14th, it's time for the Tutor Rebirth.
Welcome to SNS Facade Group of Companies, a dynamic community-driven group serving multiple industries with excellence and integrity. At SNS Facade Supermarket, we're committed to community, providing vessel export delivery, custom food services, local delivery, wholesale solutions, fresh produce, in-house bakery, and premium meats. Discover relaxation reimagined at Sunset Beach Resort, with beachfront stays and dining that blends local flavor with ocean views, perfect for families and couples. At Cuts and Curve Fitness Center, where health meets lifestyle, with personal training, meal plans, a full gym, and on-site cafe. The SNS Facade Group of Companies, building value, trust, and community across everything we do.
Whether your child is topping the class or just keeping up, stronger comprehension skills gives them the edge. That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage or poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
Wait. Have you heard the big surprise is near? Our SNS Passage Supermarket is having our anniversary sale. And you want to know the best part of it? It is the same weekend as our Republic Day. So come on down, get double the vibes, double the savings, and double the deals. But don't wait for the weekend to start celebrating. Come on down, our flash sale is going on right now in store. So grab your bargains today. Come on down, anniversary and Republic Day weekend for more savings.
So a Form 1 student of the a choral school in Kamuto, is what I say, has been the first to be detained by the newly formed school-oriented policing unit after he was found with a quantity of marijuana and wrapping paper at his school. I don't know what to say. You doing marijuana in school. A Form 1 student as well. Doing marijuana at school. How old you had to be? 14, 15? Around there? 12, 13? What do we do with people like that? How do we treat with instances? How should the government treat with instances of such? Because that's not like a issue for just the child alone, you know. There's a parenting issue as well. Like, what the parents doing? You know, and some people might say, oh, you just can't blame the children. You raise a child, but you can't raise a child mind. But I disagree with that at some point. 12, 13, 14, around there, around that age, and you doing marijuana, you have rapping people. Who sold that to that child? How you got that? Like, I'm hoping that we have proper investigations done, so therefore we could find how and who gave a child that should, the person who gave the child the marijuana should go to 25 to life in prison. That's what the penalty should be. 25 to life in prison for the person that gave the child the marijuana, because that could kill that child. And he could also harm other persons in school as well by selling marijuana in a secondary school. And I beg to ask the question, what was going on in primary school? You are Form 1. You just come to the secondary school. The school term now open, right? So therefore, you were doing that in primary school. What went on in primary school? So the minister responded, and unfortunately, it's CNC3 again. But the minister, they asked the minister about this on the school and discipline, not only on this one, but run the school fight first. Also on this that we spoke about, also this that we spoke about, the minister would have responded to all of that and children fighting in school. So is a response, right? I think the ministers and them fed up with the media and fed up with CNC3 and Akash Samaru and them. I really think so. Because this is what the minister said.
They're still acting but we would have had two major developments. One where they held a Form 1 boy with marijuana, and the next where they locked an officer in the classroom. I just want to get your thoughts on that, sir.
First on the one with the marijuana.
Remember all yesterday, children, you know. Children don't do those things. And?
So, Minister...
Children doesn't do that, homie. Children doesn't do that. Children don't behave like that. You don't behave like that? You used to behave like that when you were small? Well,
children in the schools anymore?
Look, you answer the question.
But Minister, how is the TTPS addressing the situation in terms of, it was stated, I know investigations are ongoing, as to exactly what transpired, but from the initial reports, the officer would have fallen asleep, and they would have...
Well, we haven't seen that, you know what I mean? So if that's the case, well, they will treat it. The police commissioner and his team is very competent to treat any situation that confronts Trinidad and Tobago as it speaks as it relates to crime.
When you heard about that situation, though, what were your thoughts?
For me?
When you heard about the officer getting locked in the class?
Well, the first thing I said is, children does do that.
Oh, gosh.
You see? So
what are you trying to infer when you're questioning?
What do you think I tried to infer? If you think I'm trying to infer something I don't know, well, let me ask you something. What you're saying now, children does do that. All of us here were children once. Did you do that? What about my boy here? Did you do that?
Minister,
did you do that?
Minister, but we may not have done that. But obviously, the reason as to why officers were placed in these schools anyway, it was to restore some measure of discipline. So obviously, it would point to that there are issues in these schools, right?
So let me. You know, I like to. When we were calling for it to be done more than 5 years ago, why wasn't it done? If a tree was 5 years ago, you know what the size of the tree now? When do you bend the tree?
And from the reports
So
that
is
you
it
have
too
been
late
getting
now?
so far in
Is it too late to turn things back?
No, it's not too late, but are we dealing with children who are already willing to test the system? You think we're dealing with children?
That's what we're dealing with, Minister.
You tell me, you're a reporter,
So,
you
Minister,
report
in, the
everything.
first in these first 2 weeks, from the reports that you have received, whether it be from the police.
It's children. Children just do that, boy. I think that's the classiest response I ever see, boy. I think that's like the greatest response to just not answer the question. Because I don't know what the media are trying to imply. Because at first, again, for the National Parent Teachers Association, they were against putting police officers in schools. And now, after the school fight and after something else, they had changed their mind and they were like, yeah, we support it. So I know what he means when he say, children do that. You tell me, children do that. I love the response. I love the response. I can't lie. I love the response. When I listened to it, I was like, I started to laugh. I was like, nah, boy. The ministers today, different. They're more open to the media, and the media have more access to the ministers now than when PNM was in charge. PNM would have given a long, drawn-out statement about what they plan to do and never do it. We, or the minister today, say, journalists do that, you tell me. And then they say, what you're implying? They say, what you implying? Stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. We will be back with more after this.
If your child doesn't understand what they read, SCA becomes 10 times harder. That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage of poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
I am Crystal Bevenash, the only presidential choice for tutor election 2025.
It's time to come together, together we are tutor.
I'm an educator since 1993. 32 years in this noble profession, from OJT at Valencia to ATP at Fumaca, T1 at Malabar, head of department at Valencia South, principal at Barataria, and now SS1 at Northeastern Education District. I've served both tutor and Ministry of Education at all these different levels throughout my years. Let's talk accolades. I joined tutor shortly after becoming an assistant teacher. I served as a staff representative, as a zonal convener. I served as the district executive of St. George's Education District. I also served as the Conference of Delegates, which is the highest decision-making body in tutor. To me, tutor and the Ministry of Education go hand in hand. They both work to serve the nation's children to ensure that they receive the best quality education that is available. And tutor would have allowed me to develop into the individual that I am today. In addition to that, I would have served as a principal, as the principals at the NAPSPA, the National Primary School Principals Association. I also would have been the president of the Association of Principals of Catholic Schools, the principal involved in Sports Council, actually the chairman of the Sports Council of the St. George's Education District, and many more. All of these leadership roles would have been guided by what I would have learned, the principles and so on, in tutor, and all the leadership roles tutor would have allowed me to be part of and grow and develop myself. My leadership philosophy is rooted in servant leadership. I believe in leading by example, not position. I also believe in listening before speaking, and I always put persons before myself. If elected, I intend to lead with humility, empathy, and strength, because I have experienced the same things that you have experienced as a teacher, as a principal, and now as a school supervisor. Allow me to represent you as your president, Crystal Bevan-Ash. I present myself to you as the next president of Tutor. I am you, you are me, we are Tutor.
October 14th, it's time for the Tutor Rebirth.
Wait. Have you heard the big surprise is near? Our SNS Pasal supermarket is having our anniversary sale. And you want to know the best part of it? It is the same weekend as our Republic Day. So come on down, get double the vibes, double the savings, and double the deals. But don't wait for the weekend to start celebrating. Come on down, our flash sale is going on right now in store. So grab your bargains today. Come on down, anniversary and Republic Day weekend for more savings.
So, opposition plan to go to court because government sent home 400 URP workers and then another sum of CPEP workers, reforestation, and all of that being looked at in a different way by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. And Colpot in realized that Trinidad, or the United National Congress, the government today, has the better lawyers in the party. The UNC have the better lawyers, and the PNM have people like Karim Bed, right? That's thinking. But they're going to court, and they plan to fight the government in court. Say, we will take you all to court, just like they did with CPEP. And then the court ruled, throw that shit out. Where's this? Where's this case? And then they went back and they say that, oh, it was a filing error. And up to now, it's a filing error, right? But the error ain't get fixed. They have, your Attorney General, PNM, was Faris Al-Rawi, who didn't lose one case, didn't lose two cases, didn't lose three, didn't lose four, but lost a suite of cases when he was our Attorney General. He is the same former Attorney General to Trinidad and Tobago that was fired by his own party and placed as the Minister of Local Government in charge of Cotton Bush. Huh? I said Karim Marcel. Oh, sorry, not Karim Bed. Karim Marcel. That's thinking. Oh, God, he go kill me. He go kill me. Karim Bed, I'm sorry. But Karim change your name now. That's your fault for having the same name. He's 11 till East and Karim Marcel is 11 till West. So that's why I got it mixed up. Change your name. But let us sink in. But anyway, but I'm telling you all, he trying to take Trinidad and Tobago government to court to prove that the PNM have no good lawyers and is the most incompetent opposition. That's what he's trying to do there, Trinidad and Tobago, because URP, per what the government said, and per what the go to this folder, you'll see it there. per also folder, God say. Scroll up. Right. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. URP. Lord, I see why Ian Allen has been arguing, you know. Run that picture for me. Right? Take off the overlay. Move the CG. Per what the manager, URP manager, Mr. Khan said, URP was paying people or paying someone or a ghost $50,000 fortnightly, and also URP had over 100 crews paid, but only 10 could be fined. And then there is supposedly 8,000 daily paid workers registered, however, only 20% showing up. So imagine that. Imagine that, Trinidad and Tobago. Imagine that. That is the corruption in URP that PNM going to take the government to court over, or the opposition going to take the government to court over. You think they go win? Think it have a case? They might try and take it to the Privy Council and all, force the spiteful and biased. You'll have a case. I invite you all to come, you know. I invite you all to come. It is Barry Shiva Padarat that said, you all think we do our court close? We have court close, and we will see you in court. That is what Barry Shiva Padarat said. We will see you in court. So PNM, do your thing. Just like the CPEP issue get thrown out and contractors start to get scared and say, leave that government. That government will take you up on your offer to go to court, and then we'll spit and dance on your grave. So stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. We have one more commercial break to take. When we come back, we'll deal with some more.
Wait. Have you heard the big surprise is near? Our SNS Pasar supermarket is having our anniversary sale. And you want to know the best part of it? It is the same weekend as our Republic Day. So come on down, get double the vibes, double the savings, and double the deals. But don't wait for the weekend to start celebrating. Come on down, our flash sale is going on right now in store. So grab your bargains today. Come on down, anniversary and Republic Day weekend for more savings.
If your child doesn't understand what they read, SCA becomes 10 times harder. That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage of poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
I am Crystal Bevenash, the only presidential choice for Tutor Election 2025.
It's time to come together we are tutor.
I'm an educator since 1993. 32 years in this noble profession, from OJT at Valencia to ATP at Fumaca, T1 at Malabar, head of department at Valencia South, principal at Barataria, and now SS1 at Northeastern Education District. I've served both tutor and Ministry of Education at all these different levels throughout my years. Let's talk accolades. I joined Tutor shortly after becoming an assistant teacher. I served as a staff representative, as a zonal convener. I served as the district executive of St. George's Education District. I also served as the Conference of Delegates, which is the highest decision-making body in Tutor. To me, Tutor and the Ministry of Education go hand in hand. They both work to serve the nation's children to ensure that they receive the best quality education that is available. And Tutor would have allowed me to develop into the individual that I am today. In addition to that, I would have served as a principal, as the principals at the NAPSPA, the National Primary School Principals Association. I also would have been the president of the Association of Principals of Catholic Schools, the principal involved in Sports Council, actually the chairman of the Sports Council of the St. George's Education District, and many more. All of these leadership roles would have been guided by what I would have learned, the principles and so on, in Tutor, and all the leadership roles Tutor would have allowed me to be part of and grow and develop myself. My leadership philosophy is rooted in servant leadership. I believe in leading by example, not position. I also believe in listening before speaking, and I always put persons before myself. If elected, I intend to lead with humility, empathy, and strength, because I have experienced the same things that you have experienced as a teacher, as a principal, and now as a school supervisor. Allow me to represent you as your president, Crystal Bevan Ash. I present myself to you as the next president of Tutor. I am you are me, we are Tutor.
October 14th, it's time for the Tutor Rebirth.
Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. Listen, no matter where you are at right now, SNS Prasad Supermarket got you covered with unbeatable deals this, I like to say Christmas season. If we're counting only 100 days to Christmas, right? Like we don't celebrate what is Hanukkah? Not Halloween in past yet too. We just jumped 100 days for Christmas. But SNS Prasad Supermarket has the unbeatable deals right now. So head down there. You can find your location right now. St. Mary's Junction, Freeport, High Street, Rio Claro, or number 3, Miaro Junction, Miaro. And well, the next location right there in Miaro, it's number 24, St. Anne's, Miaro. You can't miss all of these SNS Prasad Supermarket locations. Go onto your Facebook page, type SNS Prasad Supermarket there, and you will get all of the information for all of their supermarkets and the unbeatable deals that you've been seeing all night long on this program. So head down there, Trinidad and Tobago, as soon as possible and get all of your unbeatable deals at SNS Prasad Supermarket. All right? For all the companies that want to advertise here, oh God, Tutor, can't wait for Tutor elections to over. I can't wait. October 14th, Trinidad and Tobago, it is time for the Tutor Rebirth. All right? Crystal Bevan Ash as your Tutor president, and then you'll see his team as well, the Rebirth team, the slate of persons going up for the Tutor elections. October 14th, Trinidad and Tobago, for the teaching fraternity here in Trinidad and Tobago, for all the teachers that are registered to vote under Tutor. Get out and vote for Crystal Bevan Ash as your next Tutor president. There's a lot that we still have to go through tonight, but unfortunately we are out of time for tonight. I'll see you back here on Monday once more. For everyone that want to advertise on this program, it's very simple. 282-479-8430, 483-3208, or welchkdavid@gmail.com being the email address that you can email. That is the contact information for advertising for all the companies out there. Motor Life, I don't want you. All right. So anyway, Trinidad and Tobago, that brings us to the end of this program. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you back here on Monday. Thank you once more, and do enjoy the rest of your night. And for those of you that watching the game tomorrow, wear your red, white, and black, because we're coming out in full support. We ain't going to Guyana, though. We're going across there. But we'll watch from home. TKR, we're watching from home. We support from home. And so far, honestly, when UNC win, Atto Bolton, is Atto Bolton, right? No, Keyshawn Walker. Restart. Let me reset that one. All right, that's why we need a sports person on the live. All right, yeah? When UNC win, Keyshawn Walcott wins. So, Pollard, who else? Who else you like? Pollard, who? Puran, sorry, who else? Jareem Richards. Who else? With the race? No, I talk about cricket. Who playing tomorrow, sir? Give me some TKR names. Russell, Pollard, Puran. And I am not a fan of TKR. I don't even watch cricket that much, but I'll be watching tomorrow. Come now. We have a cricket fan here, and he can't even say he's a bandwagonist. That's what he is. I'm saying that now he's a bandwagonist. Anyway. Akil Hussein. He had to say it on your phone. Come quick. That's it? Anyway, so TKR, I want you all to go across there in Guyana, or while you're crossing Guyana, tomorrow's game, know that you're bringing the championship home, right? You're bringing the victory home. Home is where you're coming with that victory, all right? Bat that ball, like hit that ball, and let it hit a 6 over the waters and land right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Let them swim across to the sea to catch it, all right? Actually, no, they can't swim in the ocean because Venezuela go say, and US go say, we're going on the strike. Anyway, but no, when UNC win, everybody wins, so you know that we winning tomorrow, yeah? Yeah, guys, we winning tomorrow? All right, go TKR. See you guys tomorrow. Well, see you guys on Monday. We'll report some good news on the TKR victory tomorrow. I mean, we didn't qualify for World Cup, but I mean, come on, we had to bring something home. Trinidad, we know the West Indies. We know we're known for cricket. We somewhat for football, but cricket, running, we good. Javelin, we good. All right? So when UNC wins, everybody wins. Trinidad and Tobago, you win tonight. Go, get home safely if you're out at a bar right now. And if you're out alignment with friends, stay safe. We know how Trinidad and Tobago is really unsafe these times, all right? But stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago, for more on Monday. That brings us to the end of this program. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good night.